In the second part of our exclusive chat with England manager Martin Johnson, we reflect on his personal memories as England captain at the 2003 tournament.
Now, let's look back, 2003. What was the atmosphere like leading up to the final?
I think the big, once you get to quarter-finals, and particularly semi-finals, you're in the big, to get to the semis, there's only 4 teams obviously there. You're in the top 4 of the world at that point. You're in the big time. They're big time games. That's where you want to be. So I mean, I've won one and lost one. But when you get to a World Cup tournament, you want to, some teams are there and they're trying to win a game. And they're there, and they're happy to be there and enjoy it. But you want to be in there with the big boys at the end of it. That's where you want to be. I think we've probably trained the least of any Test match in a professional era. At the end of a 7-week tournament, a long, long time together. We knew what we were doing, and it was just about any little details that need to be addressed, and then get your mental state right as you build up to the game. And my mindset a little bit when I played was you walk out there, you enjoy it. You do the anthems, that's quite emotional, but then you tune that down and you concentrate on the game. Your focus is just on the white lines, and it's remarkable. You never really stop and look up, whatever big stadium you're in, you never really look up into the 3rd tier when you're playing, because your focus is just on the pitch. And it's only when you win it and you walk around and you look around and think, wow, there's a few people here. Can you describe the moment the final whistle went and you knew you'd won the World Cup, beating Australia on home soil? That must have been just incredible. What was going through your mind? I could have played for 5 hours in that match. That wasn't an issue. It wasn't the toughest Test match I ever played in my life by a long, long way, not even in the top 10. So it was a frustrating game for us in many, many ways. But you have to overcome that, otherwise that frustration would still be there now. So we did that. I was just happy for a lot of people, and then just a deep sense of satisfaction for the whole group to actually go and do it. When you're favourites, it changes things a lot, and to actually go and do it was great. So, but initially the final whistle, just utter relief that we'd won it, because you couldn't write it, to be ahead, for them to come back, to be ahead, for them to come back, to finish it, and then, for them to finally blow the whistle with us ahead was just utter relief. How do you think it's going to differ in 2011, being manager as opposed to being a player and a captain? I can't play anymore at that level, perhaps, definitely. So I'm not thinking, oh, I should get on and I can do something. And people think, your time is gone. You want. Within that, you're also trying to think strategy-wise what needs to be done or whatever. So you have your moments when it's, those key incidents happen. But it's a great thing to be involved with. The World Cup, as I said, has become obviously in the world of rugby is the biggest thing by a mile. But in the world of sports now, it's a huge event. So people who don't maybe follow rugby that much will still maybe only watch the Rugby World Cup when it's on. Particularly if England, or their country get through to the latter stages and that whole momentum builds. I mean, you heard what happened in Argentina when they were getting through there. So it's the pinnacle of our sport, and the pinnacle of any sport is the World Championships, really, unless you're in the Olympic Games.